Hello guys, welcome back. So today we are going to create this animated slider. So before I show this demo, please subscribe to my channel and like the video and share with your friends. And I have also created a full stack to do app application. So it has two parts. In the part one, we are doing the backend stuff, and the part two, we are integrating our backend with our front end, also developing our front end. So please do watch these videos if you like. And so let me show you the demo of our projects. So this is what we are going to create. So this is basically a slider, stacked slider. Like when I click on next, then you can see the next image will be appear, and the image which is before it will be go back. And similarly, if I click on previous, then our previous image will come up, and remaining will be sliding back. So and this slider is infinite slider. So if I continuously click on next, like here you can see when I click on next, image is changed. Similarly, if I how many times if I click, it will be in the loop only, so it is infinite. So this is what we are going to build. So let's go to our terminal, and here let's create a directory called animated slider, and just move to that animated slider folder, and after that just type code space dot and simply enter. So it will open our VS code in the with this folder. So you can see here, this is our animated slider folder with our VS code. And let me, okay, so now what we need two things. First file is index.html, and the second one is style.css. So for now we are going to create by using the HTML and CSS. We can do same thing in other frameworks, like we can do same thing in the React.js or the Next.js. So let's start. So in the index.html, let's create our template, and let me add here title as animated slider. And after saving it, also we need to link our CSS in the HTML. So after that title, here I am going to use link CSS and simply tap. Then you can see it is here in the href, it is like style.css, which is our file name of our style.css. So okay, now let's start. So first what we have to do, let me go to our, yeah, so first what we will do, first we will import all the images and the containers which are required. Then we will create our buttons, and then we will add JavaScript to have this functionality. So let's go to our VS code, and okay, so here in the body section, first we will create a main section. So simply type main, and in the main we will create a div, and this div contains a class name, that is card container. And inside this div we will add another div which with a name, with a class name is card, and it is currently active. And inside it we will add an image. So I have an image from the placeholder. Simply I am pasting it here. So this image is coming from our placeholder site, like this one, placeholder image demo. You can visit this site like placehold.net, and from here you can grab this link, and we can use it in our project. So I am simply here, let me go to our terminal, okay, editor, and you can see here it is same as the website name. And after that we are simply here adding the size and the image. So 1 dash 800 into 60.png, and this is our first image. Similarly, we need more, few more images. So inside the card container, here only we will add more three images. So let me, one second, let me close this, and let me run our live server. So open with live server. Also let me zoom our, so now I think you can be able to see the text clearly. So to run this project as a live server, we need an, here in the extension you just need to search for server, and you can see this is what we need to install. So simply install this, and after installation, what we have to do is we need to be in our index.html and simply right click, and here you will get an option open with live server. Select that one, and here you can see it is started, and here go. So this is our live server. So let me give keep it side by side, and okay, and let me also close this one. So now you can see if I change anything here, it will reflect here. So suppose if I remove all the images and simply save, then you can see it is gone. So it is live. That is why it is called live server. Now let me change these images. As you can see, all the images are same. So let me change it. So simply I have other images. So let me grab those, and here I am pasting it. So here just we need to change the number of our image. Like here is 3, 2, and 4, and simply save it. Now you can see all the images are different. Now let add here, let me remove these active, because at the current state only one card will be active and the remaining will be deactive. So simply remove this active state, and at the beginning what we will be, we will have an active and also the next. So for that what we will do here, we will give next as a class, and after when this image gets an active, then this will be our next. So that's the toggling of classes we will do in our JavaScript. So this is the HTML part we need, and along with that we also have these buttons. So to create those buttons, after the card container, here we will create another div, and we will give the name for this is as button container. And inside the button container we will create two buttons. First one is with id of previous preview button, and second one will be, so let me create here previous, and second one will be here next button which contain next. So at the bottom you can see we have two buttons here. Now let's add styles to our this HTML. So simply we will go to our style.css, and here we will add our style. So before adding any style, let's here add the universal styles. So star, and margin is 0, padding is 0, and box sizing is also border box. So this is our default style. You can see here, if I remove these styles and if I save it, then you can see here we have a border, like we have some margin at the top and also padding. So simply what we are doing, we are by default making it 0, so there will be no margin or padding. Okay, so let's add more styles to it now. So let's go to our index.html, and now we will add style to our card container. Simply copy this, and here dot, and paste the text which we have copied. Now inside this we will make this position as relative, so that our all the images will be inside this card container. And we will add more styles like display flex and justify content. We will make it center, and alignment items also center. For now I am saving it, and you can see this is how it looks. So all the images are, so when we make display flex, all the images will be in the row. So it is working properly. Now let's add more styles to it. So let me give some height. Height is like 100 vh, and let's add some perspective is of 1000 pixel. Inside this we will add our overflow hidden, so that all the cards will be inside our card container. So now you can see everything is hidden, and our bottom scroll bar is also hidden. So okay, let's continue. So after this we have card. So let's start styling our card. So copy this card, and here we will paste dot card, and inside the card we will make the position of the all the cards absolute. So now you can see all the images are absolute, means all the images are one upon other. After this let's add opacity as 0. So by default all the images will be hidden. So let me comment this, and I will uncomment after this completion of this style. So let's add some transformation, and scale will be of 0.8, and translate x direction, in the x direction is 100%. So currently you can see our this image is here. And after this let's add transition. So here transition will be on the transform, and it will be for 0.6 seconds and ease. And on opacity On opacity also we will add 0.6 seconds ease. So now you can see here cool animation. So when I refresh this, you can see, so currently we cannot see. Okay, so let me, okay, so now after this, let's add more styles like position, pointer, event is none, and width. Let's add some width, like minimum width of this card will be of 600 pixel, if not 70%. And along with that, let's add also height. So height is 340 pixel, and border is of 1 pixel solid, which is of RGB color, that is 211, 221, 220, and 220. Okay, and after adding the border, let's add some border radius which is of 10 pixel, and let's add overflow hidden. So you can say we cannot see any difference, but when I make overflow hidden, then you can see all the changes like height and the border radius, so everything is applied to it. Now after this, let's add some media queries. So as you can see, in larger devices you can see the image, but in the smaller device it is going outside of this container. So to handle that, we will add our media query for the screen of max with this 760 768 pixel, 768 pixel, and inside the card we will give the height of 250 pixel and save it. So you can see now here the height of the image is in the small device is something of 250, but when I increase the size of screen, then you can see it is increased. So it is working properly. Now let's style our images. Like inside the card, you can see in the index.html, inside the card div we have image. So we need to style our image also, because you can see here image is not properly. Here you can see half of the image is disappeared. So let's fix that. So how we can do? So let's go to our style.css, and here we will do like in the card we have image. So you can see here in the card div we are accessing the image tag, and for that image tag we will apply width is 100%, height is of 100%, and object fit is cover. So when we write cover, then now you can see here image is now completely visible, so it is fixed. So suppose if I make it here like contain, then image will be contained inside our card, which is not looking good. So cover is good. So now you can see our images cover our complete card. And along with it, let's add some object position. So object position is center, so our image will be always at the center, starts from the center. Okay, now let me make it side by side, and here we need to add some style to our active card. So whenever the card is active, so its style will be different. So card dot active, then here we will be adding opacity is 1, and we will add the transform. So transform translate x in the x direction is 0, and scale for that will be of 1.05. So now you can see the card which is active is at the center. We will add pointer event for all, and after this, now let's add z index to be of 3, so that our active card will be on the top compared to other. And similarly we will add style for our previous and next. So here for the card dot previous, then here we will make the opacity. So here opacity of the previous image will be of 0.5, and top will be of 80%, and left will be of 50%, and transformed in the x direction, negative x direction will be of minus 50%. So here you can see we cannot see any changes as there is no previous, but let me add here. So if suppose if I add previous to this class, then you can see here is our image, but it is not correct way to add. So let me remove. Let's go to our style.css, and similarly we will add style for our next. So okay, so Here for the previous we have done something wrong. We don't need to add these things, because when I am adding here previous, then you can see here, let me make this be small. So now you can see our image is at the bottom, but it should be here side of this image. So we have done something wrong. So let me remove these styles, and here we need transform, which translate x direction just 20%, and here the scale for it will be of 0.95. Okay, so our image is going here, but what we need is this image to be this side. Further, simply here make the translate x minus 20%. So now you can see our image is here and it is looking good. Let's add some z index to it. So here for this z index will be 2. Now similarly we will add style to our next. So simply I am copying this and here paste it, and I will change this to next, and here we will make this positive 20, and let's add, let's make the opacity is 0.5 only and z index is 2. Okay, so here everything is good. Now let me refresh this page, and here what we will do, simply we will remove our previous stage and also our next. Let our next should be here. Okay, so let me remove this one. Okay, so everything is good. Now we need some more styles to be added, so it will be looking good. As you can see, this image is not proper as here. Okay, so let's go here in our editor, and here you can see we have active, and here we are given next, and these two contain just card. So now let's add style to our button like previous and next, and then we will figure out why this issue is occurring. So let me copy this button container, and let's go to our style.css, and here at the bottom we will paste our dot button container, and inside this let's add some style. So here we will add position is equal to absolute, so that our button will be here, and we will make top is of 80% and from left 50%, and we will translate it, transform, translate x direction is minus 50%, so it will be here at the center and below this car. Now let's add style to our buttons. So inside the button container we have button tag, so let's use that. So in dot button container space button, and for those buttons we will add background color, which is of HSL is 212, 80% brightness and 50%. Okay, so now you can see the color of our button. Now we will give text color to be white, and we will give padding from the top and bottom 1 rem and right left is 2 rem, and we don't need this black border, so simply we will make border none. And also let's add some border radius with 10 pixel, and let's add transition on background color of 0.3 is. Now you can see our button, here is our button. After this let's add some hover effect to this button. So here when in the original page you can see here when I am hovering it, there is a light hovering effect. So let's add same thing to our buttons. So this is the style which we are going to apply, and when you can see when I am hovering on this, the button color is going to change. Okay, so now let's add some functionality to our button, so that, and also we need to fix this. So let's go to our index.html, and here at the bottom of the main, here we will add our script tag. We will add our functionality to make this button work. So simply we will here create some variables. So const cards is equal to document dot query all selector, and we will select all the card. So here we are selecting all the card by using the query selector all, and also we need to select previous button. So previous button is equal to document dot get element by id. So you can see here we have given id to our button, so we are accessing this, and we will create both both for the next, previous button, and as well as the next. So simply here add, here we will giving the name of our id, and after this we will also create same thing for our next button. So similarly we will here add document dot get element by id, and inside this we will add next button and save it. Okay, so let's now add another variable called let current index is equal to 0. So this index is for tracking our current card. Now let's create a function which is called update cards, and inside this card we will access our this the all the cards. So to access that we will write cards dot for each, and from all the cards we will take a particular card and its index, and we will check here that the card dot class list, card dot class list dot remove. So we will remove all the state if these cards contain like if there is an active stage then we will remove that one, or if there is a previous then that also we will remove, and also next. So everything will be removed at the beginning from all the cards. And now after this we will check if index of a card is equal to current index, then what we will do, we will make that index as a active class. So we will add a class list dot add, and for that card we will add active. So here now you can see our this card is active. But as we haven't called our function, so let me call our function. So for to calling our function we will call that by when the user click on next or the previous. So let's create a button. So now we are going to access our buttons. So for the previous button we will add event listener, and it has a, here we will add the type called click, and this will takes an arrow function, and here we will update our index. So index is will be equal to current index will be is equal to current index minus 1 plus cards dot length, and we will also add modulus dot cards dot length, so that when the card get, when the previous button card get to the end, then it will start from the beginning. Like when we go here, you can see here this is our current state. When we click on previous, this is our second, this is third previous, and when I click on that, this is our fourth. And after getting the last card, when I click again previous, then it will go back to our first card. So further we are writing the here place dot cards dot length and modulus card dot length. Okay. So after this we will call our update card method. So this will update the state of the class. So now let's go to our project and let me refresh it once, and now when I click on the previous, then you can see we are getting our previous image. So it will be continuously we will get all the previous image. Similarly we will do with our next. So here we will write next button dot add event listener, and it also takes a click type, and this function also takes second argument as an arrow function, and inside that we will update our current index, that is current index plus 1, and here we will add the simply we will cards dot length modulus with cards dot, and at last we will update our card again. Now if I click on this next, then you can see what happened. So simply if I click on next, then our next image is coming. So this is in the loop, and when I click on previous, also our previous image is coming. So but you can see here it is not look like this. So we need to fix something here. As you can see, if I refresh it again, you can see it is not in the correct way. So let's go to our editor, and here we haven't added another condition. So after this, if it is if current index is not matched, then we will check other condition like else if index value is to uh, equal to current index minus 1 plus 1 plus cards dot length and modulus cards dot length. In that case what we will do, we will remove the active state and we will add the previous. So active class list dot add, we will add the previous thing. So now you can see this is our previous, and this is active, and this is the next. Okay, now this is our project. So let me refresh it again, and let's click on next. So you can see when I click on next, our the active previous active now became here previous stage, and it is here. So it is good. And after, if this condition is also not working, so let's add another condition, that is else if this condition is for the next. So here index is equal to current index plus 1, and modulus is cards dot length. Then what we will do, we will make that card, as we will add a class to it as a next. And now if I refresh this page once again, and now if I click on next, then you can see this is about the next image. Again when I click on next, so this is our next, so it is working properly. Only the thing is, when I refresh this page, you can see our in the our image is here. When I click on next, so you can see all the images going till here, but in our original case all the images are like this, like backside of this image. So we need to fix this. I think we have issue with our style. So let's go to our style.css. So here in the style.css, okay, so currently we are on the style.css, and okay, so here you can see we have at the beginning we have commented our opacity, and this is for the these images, means by default all the images opacity will be 0. Suppose if I uncomment this and save it, then you can see our image is gone. And let me refresh this page. So at the for the first time it looks like this, and when we click on the next, then our previous will be showing here, and this is our next, and this is our active. And now when I click on previous, then this is our previous, and now this is active, and our previous is here. Okay, so now it is working properly, and this is our original one. So if I show you, when I refresh this at the beginning of this page, you can see it looks same as this one. If I refresh this again, so now you can see both are same. And when I click on the next button, then you can see our images came here, and this image is pushed here. Similarly here it will work the same. So now it is working properly, and it is just fixed by here we have uncommented our opacity to 0. So that's it. This is the project, and I will be creating another videos on animations. So please subscribe to my channel, and do like and share with your friends. So thank you for watching. Bye.